All right, welcome back to the Notion template walkthrough. In this video, we're going to go over the trading days database, which is, in my opinion, the most important page and the most important component of this whole entire process, because it really ties together everything that we're doing on an individual trade basis, and it brings it all together into the days. And it's where we compare our case studies to our taken trades, and it's where we log all of our data essentially. So this is the main page once again, and as you scroll down below the trading week section, you'll see the trading days section. Now there's a couple different views on this database. You can choose how you would like to see it. You can see just this week, which is going to show you all 5 days that belong to the week like this, or you can switch it to today, in which case it's only going to show you the where the day is today. So since I'm not actually filming this between the dates of March 28th and April 1st, we're not actually going to see anything when I flip over to this view, but this week is going to show you where the days basically are a part of this week. So it's just going to show you every day linked to this week. So I like to keep it like this. And then each day when I show up to my desk to trade, I open the corresponding page that, matches the day that we're trading. And so let's just use Monday here for an example. By the way, anytime you pop open a page, there's this open as page button, which is just going to open it in full screen. And then you can always go back to the page like this with your back button at any time. So I like to view things in full screen. So this is the March 28th page. So now you're going to see all the different properties, and a lot of these ones are going to be filled out automatically. And then some of them you'll have to fill out yourself. So let's just scroll down and let's get into the meat of the page. All of these things that have a Sigma logo, kind of looks like the Gmail logo on turned on its side, are going to be filled out automatically. And all the ones that have a magnifying glass are going to be filled out automatically. And actually, yeah, I think these are all automatic in this particular case. There's also a couple hidden properties, but we don't need to deal with those. So you can just keep those hidden. So as we go down here, you're going to see a trading day SOP. So SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure. It's basically a recipe. It's a sequence of steps on how you're supposed to do something, okay? So in this case, the trading day SOP is the sequence of steps that you need to take on your trading day. Now, again, you can edit this just like I showed you in the trading weeks video, how to edit the reflect section if you'd like to change the questions. In this particular page, you may also want to edit your trading day SOP. What do I need to do every single day when I sit down on my computer? For some people, depending on where you live, New York session might be super early in the morning. For other people, it might be at noon or 1 p.m. And other people, it's right at the very end of the night. So your trading day, in terms of what you do leading up to your session, might be very different, right? And what you do after the session might be very different as well. So it's important to kind of make this match for you based on where you live and what your lifestyle outside of trading is like. So this is just something meant to be pretty broadly applicable and match for everybody. But again, you can change whatever you like about this. It is a template. It's not a mandatory system to follow. You just want to make sure that this works as best as it possibly can for you. So I've divided the SOP into 2 sections, pre-session and post-session. So pre-session is before you start your session. So create a distraction-free trading environment, put your phone in another room, close Discord, enter do not disturb mode, whatever you want to put here for your sort of reminders of what you need to do. Then you want to check for high impact news. This links to Forex Factory. You also have the news dashboard on the main page that I showed you in the intro video. And then you want to close Notion and execute your session in accordance with the POI selection and top-down flowcharts. So in other words, you want to execute your trading plan to perfection, and you want to follow all of your rules and keep a level head and trade as best as you possibly can. So that's why we want to move our phones. We don't want to be accidentally on Instagram and then you look up at your charts and all of a sudden a POI is getting mitigated and you freak out because you think you're going to be late to the trade because you were distracted. And that's just not how we want to do things. So maybe put your phone in another room and stay focused for the whole session. Post session, you're now going to return to Notion because we closed Notion and did our trading session. Now we're going to return to Notion and we're going to log our trades in the trade journaling area below the heading EOD markups. What did you take? So here's that heading right here. We're going to log the trades that we took. Use templates for the trades based on their outcome, win, loss, or break even. So I'll show you that in a moment. Then you want to perform a case study. So once you've logged all of your trades, you check that off. Now you want to perform a case study to show all of the trades that were available. And look, there's another SOP right here. This is how to perform a case study. So if you click the little arrow here, you get a nice detailed description of how to use this template to log your case study trades. So a case study is a top-down analysis of your trading session with detailed markups of your relevant timeframes, as well as detailed annotations of all positions you would take in accordance with the Fractal Markets trading plan. These trades are then recorded in Notion, just like the trades that you did take. Okay, so you can read through this on your own. It's pretty straightforward. So again, just like on the trading weeks review at the end of the week, you're going to have these separated into the trades that you took and the trades that were available. So you have a taken trades gallery. So you can see, I just put the same trade in twice because this is just an example video. But for you, your trades taken, you might have 2 losses and a win, or a break even, a loss, and another loss, whatever you have for your trades that day. And then your case study might say, hey, there was 15R available, or there was 35R available, whatever it may be. And you can kind of learn from that discrepancy of what was available versus what did I actually do. And you start to close that gap. And next thing you know, you're able to trade much more aligned with the flow charts and with the trading strategy that Tyson is teaching us, right? So here, the way that you would log this, I'm going to show you how to log a trade. So this would be, let's say it's March 28th today, and I showed up to my desk. I did all my pre-session checklist, and now I need to close Notion. Okay, I did my trading, and now the session is over, and now I'm returning to log my trade. So we're on this step right here, right? Return to Notion. We're on this step right here. So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to click the new button, and it's going to pop up a window here. And this would be set to, if it was actually March 28th today, it would be set to March 28th automatically. But if it's not, then you want to make sure that the date is correct. Now for the title of the trade, you're going to put EU or whatever pair you're trading. And we only teach EU, but you're going to put EU, and then you're going to put long or short. So in this case, let's put long. So this, or you can put buy or sell, or you can, whatever you want to do. But I typically put EU long or EU short for every single trade that I take. Now, if I took 4 long positions, I might call this EU long number 1, because when you see the screenshots in a second, you might have the same screenshot for all 4 of them, because the screenshot contains all 4 trades. And then you can use a markup tool in TradingView to actually number them 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you'd wish. So that's another thing that you can do. Okay. So a couple of these things, as you see, are already filled out because of the way that this has been designed. The trading day is already filled out. The date you'll have to change if you're not doing this on the day of. If you're doing it the next day, for example, this would say March 29. So you want to make sure that you change that back to the correct date that matches. And then the day of the week is a formula that just pulls the day of the week from this particular property right here. So if I change this, you'll see this says Tuesday now. So you want to make sure that it's got the correct date, and then it'll say Monday. The trading week, again, is going to be automatically linked. Now here, these two are going to be for filling out the R that you were able to generate on that trade. So if it's a case study trade, you're going to fill out the R in case study. If it's a taken trade, you're going to fill out the R in taken trade. Now, as you see, because I added it from this section here, the trade taken property is already filled out. A lot of these properties, by the way, will get filled out when you select the template. So as you can see here, there's 6 different templates you can choose from. There's a win, a loss, and a break even. And there's one of each for taken and one of each for case studies. So let's say this, because this is a taken trade, we're going to choose that it was a win, a taken trade win. So let's click on that. And then you'll notice that it automatically added this green check mark for us. It added that the trade type was trade taken. It added that the risk was 0.5%. And it has all these things filled out for us, okay? So what we do here is, it says right here, again, there's a trade logging SOP. So I've done my very best to put all the written SOPs inside of the document itself, inside of the template itself, so that it's very easy to follow along. But the video series here is just to accompany that. So the first step you want to do is paste the screenshot from TradingView of the 1-minute time frame of your trade, showing how it played out in the blank space above this heading. So literally in the blank space above this heading, which is right here, this is the blank space, you're going to paste the screenshot. So you can copy screenshots or you can copy links when it comes to TradingView. So this one's telling you to grab the screenshot. So when you go over to TradingView, you're going to have the option with the camera button in the top right corner of your chart to copy a link to the image or copy the image itself. So this one, you're going to copy the image itself, and then you're going to paste it right here. So I'm actually just going to step out and quickly grab this because I can't switch to TradingView while recording my screen. So I'm going to copy this. Let's see if I can just copy it like this. And then I'm going to paste it right here. There we go. So now I have the image, right? And now you'll see that this actually has a thumbnail because the thumbnail is set to show whatever's in this space. And then you're going to paste the links to the 4 main timeframes. So now you're going to go back to TradingView and you're going to paste the links to the relevant timeframes with all your markups for this particular trade. So the 4 hour, you go to the camera icon and you click copy link to image, or copy link to chart. I can't remember what it's called. And you'll paste that here. So as you can see from the one that's already filled out, this is going to be how it looks. And if you use the 5 second or the 1 second or the 15 second or whatever, you can just edit this for that particular trade. And there you go. But you can just, I'm just going to copy these again. And this is where you would fill them out. So you would manually paste. But I'm just going to delete these and paste them like this. Okay. So now what we've done is we have filled out, we've selected the correct template. We've added our screenshots and our links, and now we go fill out the rest of the properties. Okay. So this was a trade taken. And if we look at this actual trade, this is, I remember from the previous one, it's 14.28 R. So we're going to go into the R section under trade taken and do 14.28. And then the target, what were we targeting here? It looks like a week high of some sort. So we're going to choose week 15-minute high or low. And again, these are all things that you can, it says right here, you can select an option or create one. So if you don't like what's here and you have a different thing, like let's say you're targeting liquidity, you can say 15-minute liquidity pool, and you can create it. There you go. Now that's an option. And you can always go here to edit the words or the color. So maybe you want that one to be orange. There you go. Right. So make this suit you. Obviously, we've built this with the flow charts and the trading strategy in mind. But if there's something else that you're looking for, or if there's different things that make sense to you, you want to rename things because this isn't what makes sense in your head, feel free, please, to change these to suit your needs. Okay. So I'm going to delete that property. And I'm going to go ahead and just put week 15-minute high or low. The exit reason on this trade looks like it was a TP. So we're going to click TP achieved. And then the psychology section, you can fill again, please fill out whatever is relevant for you. We have good mood, bad mood. We have well rested or poor sleep. Again, this is more relevant for people who have their trading session first thing in the morning. Understood PA, or you were lost on the charts, or you're confident, or you were stressed, etc. So you can kind of choose which ones apply to you this particular trade or this particular day. The flowchart model, we have pro trend, pro order flow, refined and unrefined. We have pro trend counter order flow with the extreme refinement, or the unrefined, which is the M15 POI. And then we have counter trend, pro order flow, refined and unrefined. So you can sort of select which one this meets. This looks like it was probably counter trend, pro order flow. So I'm going to choose counter trend, pro order flow, unrefined. No, it tapped into a refined zone. There we go. The entry confluences, again, change these to whatever you want, or change the colors if you wish, and you can swipe down and click all the ones that apply like this, and then you'll start to see them pile up here. Now, the template for all of these trades is going to use 0.5% risk per trade. If you trade a little bit more aggressively and you risk 1%, or you trade more conservatively and you risk 0.25% or whatever, and you would like to edit this, what you can do is edit the templates themselves, the 6 different templates. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Then we have this little divider, which is nothing. It's just meant to divide the top section from the bottom section. So leave that money section blank, or just leave it the way that it is. And then you have your partials. So these partials, you're only going to fill out on the trades that you have actually taken. So the taken trades. If they're case studies, you're not partialing out. You're just going to fill out how much R was generated and how much you risked. That would be automatic because it's going to be part of your template. And then it's going to calculate your trade, your case study profit. Okay. Now, for a taken trade, you're going to fill out the partials. So let's say on this particular trade, because this has already happened in real life, you took this trade, you partialed out $1,100 in the first partial. And then the second partial was, let's say after it hit 1,100, you opened up your stop loss back up and it hit your stop loss. So let's say you lost minus 400. Because if you're doing 0.5% risk on a 100K account, that's $500. And so maybe you lost 400 by opening your stop loss back up and you partialed out just a little bit, right? Something like that. So now it's going to say that your total profit was $700 on this trade, right? If you had maybe you took $1,100 profit and then your second partial hit TP and you hit another, $18.95, then awesome. Then you hit $29.95 on this trade. And that's totally all good. So in this particular case, because it was 14R and there's really no reason to partial, I mean, you could have partialed at that week high at the beginning there. Let's say you took it full volume. Then this 14R would be like 7,100, let's say. Now that's your total profit because it's just this plus the empty ones equals the same number, right? Now the debrief section, I mentioned that in a previous video, is where you say basically everything that happened on a particular trade. So here you can say, I saw price mitigated the 15-minute zone. I waited for that mitigation to get swept. It actually ended up going into the refined POI during this process. I waited for my 1-minute chalk, etc. So you understand what I'm saying. You fill that all out. And this is just a way to encapsulate the trade and what was going through your mind at the moment in your own words, in a way that these properties up here can't really define as clearly. So it's a way to say it in your own words and really reflect on the trade itself and what you saw, what you missed. Maybe, you say, oh, I didn't realize that, we were reacting to supply, and I was so married to my bias that I ended up taking a break even when I really should have partialed out or hard closed my trade. There you go. Lesson learned, right? So without going into too much detail, that is how you log a particular trade. And you would do the same thing for your case studies. Okay. Now, the case studies themselves are going to be in a different section. And so when you add them, you're going to click here, and then you're going to do the exact same process. So let's say the case study was for an EU long as well, because the market was moving up during this New York session. You're going to make sure that the data is correct, just like on the previous one. And you're going to go through and you're going to select now your win, loss, or break even on the case study section. So you're just going to say, okay, this was a win case study. Now that's going to fill out a couple of these properties for you. And then you can go and fill out the 14.28R. And as you can see, it automatically calculates, because this particular one is going to use 14.28R times 0.5% risk times a $100,000 account, and it's going to give you this number. Now, if you don't have a $100,000 account, let's say you're funded with a 50K account and you want to make sure that your case studies reflect that amount, you can click here and you can edit this formula. So right here where it says 1E5, that is 100,000. So if you wanted to use a smaller account, then that would be 50,000. You can just type in 50,000 and then click done. Now you can see the profit is half, because it's a half the size of an account. If you go back, you can type in 100,000, and Notion's just going to rewrite that in scientific notation, but it means the same thing. So that's basically how you log your trade. So now once you're done doing both of those things, you can check off these two things and you're done with your trading day for that particular day. You can go back to your trading days, or sorry, your trading dashboard, and this day will be now done. Now, if you want to see that you've made certain amounts of money or certain R or whatever, you can go here to this trading days database and click these three dots and turn on the properties that you would wish to see. So right now, the only properties that are visible from this bird's eye view are the date and the day of the week. So it says the day and then the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? If you'd like to see your profit, you can click this eyeball to turn it on. So that shows your profit of your case studies, right? If you want to see your, what else? If you want to see the R of your trades taken, you can go, there you go. I made 28.56 R that day, or I made total taken trades profit. I made $14,245 that day. Or maybe you only want to see the profit of your taken trades. Sorry, take that off. Like that, or whatever you want, right? So you can tinker with this however you wish so that you can see what you want to see from this bird's eye view. Or you can just leave it nice and minimal like this and just know that each day you have to click into this and go through the SOP and fill this all out, okay? And that's it for the trading days database.